So, good morning. We are 5 weeks out from my first show, which is the BPA Superhuman, which I signed up to last night. I was unsure whether I was going to do it or not and wait for Manchester. However, I feel like I'm in a position now where in another 3 to 4 weeks, I'll be ready. So this morning, what me and Robbie are going to do is, if I don't kill Dash by squeaking his ball when I'm trying to talk, is I'm going to have some food. I'm on meal 2. So meal 1 and 2 are quite close together. I had my egg whites this morning with 2 whole eggs, and now I'm going to have some designer rice pudding with whey. And then we're going to go off and do what it looks like a food shop on prep 5 weeks out in Aldi. We're not going to go to Asda. In Asda there's a few bits I get. I prefer the seasonings, better selection of sauces, and the fake yogurt. I go through a pot of that more or less every day. But the Aldi stuff, so the meat, the veg, those side of things, we'll go up there and do a food shop there. And then we're going to head down the gym, do a bit of training, and then we're going to document some other parts of this week. So stick around. I'll find a hair in it. Probably won't mind. No one else is here. It's that point now in prep where the baby spoon comes out, so you can savour every mouthful. Right, so we are at Aldi. So we're going to go through a food shop, what we eat 5 weeks out, or what we buy, and let's have a look. So one of the biggest things on prep is you don't buy the cheap shit. You buy the better quality. Examples are like tomatoes, and the simpler ones as well. So I'm going to buy diced onion now because I can't be arsed cutting an onion. So much easier. So veg wise, in my scrambled eggs in the morning or omelette, depending what I have, literally just tomatoes and onions. Fucking hate spinach, so we don't do spinach. Then it gets on to the meat. So pretty much the only meat I'm having is chicken and fish. And I've started buying it in 2 kilograms, and I come back on Wednesday, get 2 kilograms, and come back on Friday, get 2 kilograms. Literally because of fridge room, I'm just not stocking my fridge full of shit when I can literally just run up the road, get some steps in, have a nosy around the shops, which takes up time. Because although I'm short on time, it's nice to be able to just get out the house and do something a little bit different and just focus on that. And then in Aldi now, you've got all these varieties, like special buys, which I just like looking at. And this is my favourite one. This Crucial Sweet Chili Thai style sauce. It's like 6 calories per serving, which is nothing. So I drink quite a lot. I don't drink it. I drink a lot of Ribena. But we haven't got any of the sugar-free Ribena. So we're not getting that. Again, it's like the quality of product starts making a difference when we're on prep. So I won't buy any of the Robinson's fruit juice. We'll have Ribena just because it tastes that little bit better. So when people say it must be cheap, you eat the same foods every day, it's not. One of the most essential parts of my ability to stay on track. Gherkins. 3 packs of them. Chili one for a change, 2 normal ones. Carolina mustard as a salad dressing because it's that low calorie, you know, again, per 15 grams, 20 calories. And I've kept that consistent throughout prep. So when we're dropping food, I've not had to account for that sauce yet. And then I can do if we need to. I've always done that with prep. Eggs. They 9 times out of 10 have it in farm foods, and it's 2 for £4. whereas everywhere else it's like 275, so you're saving 150 per two. And I'm going through one a day, so it's like I'm saving like 10 quid a week, literally just to walk 100 yards up the road to go to that one, which is dead easy. 10 mil is 22 calories. Isn't bad at all, but again, it's just unnecessary right now. But you do get fixated on looking at labels. I'm sure that's for everyone in diet phases, because like, where can I save? So I'm saving money about fake yogurt, I'm also trying to save calories on sauces and things. But me and Robbie were talking about it before on my last prep. If anyone watched that series, I got really fixated on making flavoured overnight oats, whereas this year I've tried my hardest not to fixate on that, because what happened last time was I got too food focused and kept trying to improve the flavour of everything, and that massively like impacted my sort of, I don't know what the word is, like I just struggled sticking to things because of it. Whereas this year I found it so easy to stick to everything, because obviously I've had flavouring from the whey, sauces on meals, but that is it. There's been no other like slight deviations throughout the whole of the prep, which has made it really easy. And now, this is how easy Food Shop is on prep. The only bit we need left to get is our frozen fruit. Again, I don't buy this in massive quantities because I just end up with no freezer room, and Dash is on raw food, so Dash has his own compartment of the freezer. I should really buy a freezer for outside for Dash, but it's just another thing which is on my list. So we normally buy 2-3 days at a time because I'm back here anyway. And then finally, the last thing we need is cod. Do not like haddock, do not like bassa. So I'd probably say most of my money ends up going on cod fillets, to be fair. There was like a shortage a couple of months ago, and I ended up hunting around the Wirral for cod fillets. Not something I've ever had to do before, is hunt for cod fillets. So, and that's basically a food shop 5 weeks out on prep. That was £53.90, which is approximately 3 days shopping, 3.5 days shopping. So we'll be back on Wednesday, Thursday to do that. Obviously, the cod won't need topping up, the chicken will. There'll be the odd thing which you have to go to Asda for. So I would say food shop on prep around about 100 to 120 quid a week. So about 440 a month. So, you know, it's not cheap, but it's all real food, it's all good food. And the thing is, it's all fresh food. I think that's why it becomes a little bit more expensive. And that's why, like I said, going to different shops is sometimes easier, because if I'm saving 20 quid a week just by moving around shops, it's 80 quid a month. And, you know, that's a couple of bottles of Mastron, isn't it? I think one of the biggest considerations for prep for anyone looking to compete is the financial requirement of it. You know, that's just a food shop, which probably is half of what I actually spend on food per week. Not even, well, just less than that, because I said I do that twice a week. So, you know, you're looking at 100 quid a week. There's then all your supplements. So I have designer rice pudding. I don't eat rice. I forgot potatoes, so I knew I'd forget something. But I can, again, back to the shops later, and I won't go in and just buy potatoes. I will go to Asda and end up getting a fucking completely different shop. So You look at supplements, whether it be whey isolate, designer rice pudding like I have, and then to go down the supplement route, you're talking all the legal supplements, so all your heart care, all your liver and kidney care, your omegas, your multivits, your garlic, all these different things. And then it comes to the point where it's like, right, okay, so next is the stuff which the bodybuilding side of supplements. So then you've got your Proviron, you've got your telmisartan, you've got your lipolytics, so you've got T3, T4, clenbuterol, your himbine, growth hormone, and then you go into your anabolics and you're like, right, okay, you got testosterone, you got Masteron, you've got Anavar. When you get closer, you've got Trenbolone, if you need it. It's just one thing after another. So I'd say if we're looking at it, how much it costs per week or per month to compete. Oh, no, let's do per week. 100 quid food in, I would say you're looking at least 250 a week on everything you need, more or less. So you're talking £1,000 a month just on food and supplements, and then on top of that you're obsessed with Monsters and energy drinks, so probably another 100 quid goes there. It's a bottomless pit. You can spend however much you want to spend. Again, if I wanted to shop just in Tesco or just in Sainsbury's, it'd be more. But obviously trying to sort of limit all I spend, having a 3-bed house on my own. Yes, I've got a gym and I have a coaching business, but it's like you're not kind of making millions of quid doing that. It's not easy to sustain. So you've got to be sensible with the money you spend and making sure you can. The affordability of it all really is what I'm trying to get at. But it can be done well. It can be done cheaper than I do it. I just like it this way because it makes it more adherent for me, and I've had a really smooth prep. So we'll get all this away. One of the biggest challenges again on prep is making room for things. There's stuff in here which I don't use, so it's a constant rotation as prep goes on. Because I like pickles should be kept in the fridge. Obviously all my veg is kept in the fridge. And make sure the veg which is open is at the top, because otherwise it just goes fucking manky. So like I said before as well, the egg whites, no yolks, so that's always in the fridge. Tomatoes for my omelette in the morning. All my cod, which 4 4 6, so 1.6 kilo, that'll last me this week. So that's a week's worth of cod. Which is good, because that's something I don't need to go and get. And then we got 4, 8, 12, 1.6 kilo of berries, blueberries and raspberries. And I always get frozen ones, not fresh ones. I genuinely think they taste better, and also they will be fresher because they are frozen literally as they are picked. And then I take them out and put them in the fridge so they defrost. So they go nice and soft. We make a nice dressing under fake yogurt. So rather than putting them on top of it, do you remember those old Muller fruit corners you used to get? You used to be able to get the fruit in the bottom. Much better. So little hacks. So that's a basic food shop. So like I said, I'll do that twice a week. My next one probably won't be at Aldi, it'll be at Asda. And if I need to top up chicken, I'll just get chicken from there. But that's just, again, I go in there, I don't look too much at what I can't have. Whereas last prep, what I would do is I go in and try and find ways to make prep easier and buy things which maybe shouldn't be on there, but you can fit them in. And then I got this massive appetite for certain foods, and then I would go to bed looking forward to the next morning to have a meal, or I'd be clucking literally like a heroin addict wanting another fix. Whereas this time, you know, it hasn't got that exciting, but my mindset's been so much better, and also I feel like my physique's held so much better. But yeah, so that's that. So what we're going to do now is we are going to get down to the gym, do some chest. Training isn't as exciting as it has been. And like I said before, energy drinks, you spend up to the amount of money on energy drinks. We've got Swedish Fish Ghost drink here. So imported from America. So they're £4 a pop. So, you know, But then again, people will happily spend £6 on a beer on a night out. I can't go out for a beer at the moment, so, you know, that is my tipple when it comes to sort of training. I'll have one of those pre-workout.